Hello guys, welcome back to Limitless Cryptos. Today I'm going to be doing my third coin review on my top 10 for 2018. It's going to be Ethereum. So a lot of people might ask why I picked Ethereum over Bitcoin. Just hold on, we'll get to that. But first I wanted to take a look at the market and where it currently stands today. The market's currently sitting at 425 billion. For the most part, over the last 2 days, the market has been recovering from that low under 300 billion market cap that we saw. It still looks pretty good, but as you can see right here, it looks like it's stabilizing out, so we might see a slight drop, but I don't think it'll drop too much, which is good. Let's look at Bitcoin and Ethereum as well, since those are the two I'm going to be talking about. Bitcoin's sitting at basically $8,669. 5% increase to that. Market cap at 146 million. Volume at basically 7 million, almost. Circling supply at 16.8. And Ethereum's at 875, 7% increase today. Market cap at 85 million. Volume at 2.4, and circulating supply is 97 million. So why did I choose Ethereum over Bitcoin in my top 10 to watch for this year? So Bitcoin might be better than Ethereum, but with the problems these coins are hoping to solve, I think Ethereum is going to do a better job this year than Bitcoin. So Bitcoin primarily is for payments, cross-border payments, just payments in general. Ethereum, even though you could use it as payments as well, Ethereum is primarily for it's a platform for decentralized apps to build on, which I think is going to be bigger this year, because that's going to be crucial to proving that the blockchain technology does have a use. And that is very important, because if we can prove that the blockchain technology is very useful, then people are going to be more open to this new technology. So with Bitcoin, there are primarily three reasons why I could not put it above Ethereum. I'm not saying that can't change, especially with the development of the Lightning Network. I know that would address two of the three problems I have with Bitcoin right now. So Bitcoin, I'm not saying down the road is not going to be a better option than Ethereum, but for this year, I think Ethereum is going to be a better option. So another thing to keep in mind is the problem that Bitcoin is trying to solve. I necessarily don't think that's that big of a problem. So Bitcoin is basically a way to pay, a payment network. Now, when you walk around and you talk to people, people are generally happy with the way they pay. They're not concerned with it. They're going to Wawa using a debit card. They're sending money through PayPal, Venmo. It's not something that's really concerning. So for Bitcoin, for Bitcoin to actually get mass adoption, they're going to have to overwhelmingly convince people that they need Bitcoin. When necessary, when they're really necessarily doing fine without it. So that's going to be a huge problem for Bitcoin, because even though there is a use for it, it's not necessarily needed, because people are fine without it. Like most people aren't using Bitcoin right now, and they're doing completely fine. They don't need it. Ethereum, on the other hand, is providing. So this, wait, where is it? This gives a good depiction of what I'm going to try to explain. So for decentralized apps to work, they need some kind of network, and Ethereum provides that network for these other decentralized apps to work on. So for instance, if you were sending money, you could send money over the network. If you were storing data, you could store data on the network. So whatever you're doing on these decentralized apps, you need a reliable network to do these on. So that's what Ethereum's marketing themselves to do. They are going to be that network. So keep that in mind. So three reasons why I couldn't put Bitcoin above Ethereum are the volatility, how slow it is, and the high fees. So for Bitcoin to be a way that people choose to pay, the volatility issue is going to be something that's very concerning, because if you're sending somebody, especially in bigger transactions, if you're sending somebody $100,000, 2%, you're down $2,000. So that is very concerning. Smaller transactions, like $1 or something, it might not be that noticeable, but in larger transactions, it is the smallest percentage makes the biggest difference. So the volatility issue is something that's very big. Next is how slow Bitcoin is, especially in early January with all the huge volumes that Bitcoin was seeing. You could actually see that Bitcoin wasn't doing that good at being the way to move money around. I remember when I moved money from Coinbase to, I think, Bittrex, it almost took 14 hours. So that is very long, very long time, and it's not a good feeling, because you're always concerned about you're just concerned about the money, since you don't have it. It's on the network. If you just have a million questions in the back of your head. And the third thing is with the fees. So to be a massively adopted way to pay, these fees are going to have to be a lot lower than what they are right now. So these are three things really holding Bitcoin back, and those are the three main things holding Bitcoin back. And another thing I think holding Bitcoin back is because it's a way of transferring, because it's a currency, big banks and the government, I don't think they're going to be able to stop it, but they can slow it down. For instance, big banks aren't letting you use their credit cards to buy Bitcoin. If they choose, they could probably even make it so you can't even buy Bitcoin going through their services. So things like that will slow Bitcoin down, but it won't necessarily stop Bitcoin. The government can't necessarily stop Bitcoin because they have no real way to control it. Now, they can slow it down with different rules and regulations, and so these are big things that are these are big issues that are creating a lot of resistance to Bitcoin coming to the forefront. So Ethereum, being that network for other apps to build on and use their network, is huge, because there are a lot of decentralized apps being built, and they are looking for that reliable, bulletproof network to use. And Ethereum so far has convinced them that they are the network to use. And this is huge, because so a lot of these newer currencies, well, not currencies, but these I'll just call them decentralized apps. But a lot of these newer decentralized apps that are coming in to the market, these guys aren't necessarily claiming to be a peer-to-peer way to transfer money or a currency. They're dealing with problems that you're more likely to see. The blockchain being put to use here really very, very soon. So for instance, like data storage, ways to track things, ways to verify the legitimacy of different things, and even using the blockchain technology and the smart contracts of Ethereum to get rid of the middleman in different industries that you might see. I just did a video on INS. They're using the blockchain and smart contracts to get rid of retailers, so manufacturers can directly deal with consumers. So these newer currencies are dealing with problems that you're going to see the blockchain being used for here very, very soon, which is good. Great, because the sooner that you guys can see that the technology being used and these currencies making a move and actually having a real world application, the sooner that the sooner that these new technologies are going to get be implemented in the whole scope of things in the world. So yeah, that's why I think Ethereum is better than Bitcoin. It's just doing a better job at doing what it's supposed to be doing. And Ethereum is attracting a lot of networks to use its network. a lot of apps to use this network. These are some big names: EOS, Tron, Qtron, Populous, Omisco, Binance, DJX, and these basic attention token. These are some big names: Golem, Salt. So they are attracting some big names in the area. So yeah, that's why I think Ethereum is the better option compared to Bitcoin, just because it's doing a better job at doing what it's supposed to be doing. Bitcoin just has too many problems that it has to overcome here in the short term. So before I go on with the rest of the video, I just want to make clear that by no means am I giving financial advice. This is just my opinion and what I think is, or where I think the price is going for these currencies over the course of this year. So Ethereum, I think, is probably, so it's right now 85 billion. I think Ethereum's probably going to hit that 500 billion dollar mark, which would put the price of Ethereum I believe at $5,000. Yeah, so yeah, Ethereum's probably gonna, that's where I think Ethereum's gonna be at by the end of the year, the $500 billion mark, probably hitting around $5,000 somewhere. And Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin from its high is probably gonna double. So its high was right around 300 billion, or what was it, 300 billion? Yeah, over 300 billion. So I think the market cap of Bitcoin's gonna probably be around that 600 billion mark, and that would put the price of Bitcoin right around $35,000 to $40,000. So yeah, that's where I think the price on those two. And here's another thing you could also look at. So if you're looking over the course of the year, okay. So Ethereum's market cap was $1 billion, and now it's sitting at 84 billion. Bitcoin's market cap was 15, and now it's sitting at 145. So a lot more people. Well, the growth rate in Ethereum has been a lot higher than Bitcoin. So Ethereum over the course of last year, and its market cap went up by 84x. Yeah, so it's 84, and it was about $1 billion back here. And Bitcoin just went up about 10. Now you can argue that there are a lot more people in the market than when Bitcoin first came out, but the thing is, even though there's a lot more people in the market, more people, I think, are attracted to Ethereum compared to Bitcoin. Now that might be for a variety of reasons. Some I may have said today, another that they think Ethereum's going to be the next Bitcoin. There's a lot of ways that people will think about this, but anyways, that's why I think Ethereum's a better option compared to Bitcoin for this year. But like I said earlier on in the video, that can change at any point. Bitcoin's looking to have some pretty big moves here pretty soon, so we'll have to just wait and see. So if you guys liked the video, hit the like button, leave your comments. If you have any questions, ask them. I'll be happy to help you out. Thank you guys.